we want to do now is want to have Karen sort of talk us through a couple other pieces of this process.
Good. So, because we have new people in the room and because it's been a while since we've been together, it'd be important for us to remember where we are in the process and what we've actually come together to do, right? Because it's easy to forget. So the purpose of this work, and this is a long-term endeavor that we are on together, this journey. So the focus of our work is to design and carry out a community-based process for gathering input from a majority of residents and stakeholders of Peterborough about their concerns, hopes, needs, and wants for short and long-term housing policy. It's expected that this input will ultimately be used to inform the process of updating the town's master plan chapter on housing, providing guidance to the town's planning board. And just as a reminder, and Tyler, I'm really glad you mentioned this the other day, when we update the master plan, the chapters are to be forward-looking for 10 years. So our work is really forward-looking. It's not about solving today's problem. It's about where are we going to be in the next decade? How are we going to meet the demands of the next decade? So what I would also like to just ask the group, because we have so many new people in the group, you've been here before. Help people along. So when we go into triads and they haven't done that before, you know, you're the coach. You've done this to help people understand kind of how we work and what we've been doing. And for those who haven't been here, we've been engaging in conversations together in small 3-person groups after we've heard information, after we've, you know, with some key questions, so that we can hear from each other in a very personal way, you know, and be able to have everyone feel like they have been heard. Because in a big group, you know, there'll be people like me who will dominate. And, and that's not good, because there are lots of other people who have great things to say, but they're more quiet, they're more pulled back. And so the way we're doing this is based on the work that Peter Block's book, Community, has informed us. So we've been kind of trained in this method, and we will bring you along. So thank you. I'm going to make sure that I do. And the conversations and the whole thing that we're doing, the guiding principles, and thanks for the slides, guys. This is perfect. All of the work we're doing is about connection over content. So connection first, right? We can talk content all day, but if we don't trust each other, if we don't feel connected to each other, it's not going to matter. Depth over speed. So we're going to go deep in this. And I know there's always that wanting to go forward. Like, when are we going to get to? When are we going to get to? We will. But depth is important in this process. Effectiveness over efficiency. So while we have a timeline, if we are in some meaty stuff, we're going to stay there. We're not going to, because that's why we're here. And I've asked our facilitators to work with us to make sure that if we're there, we stay there. Okay. I'm supposed to also let you know, this is an 18-month process. So we've been meeting since October. The place where we are in this process, we are building relationships, and we are gaining a baseline of information and knowledge. Many people in this group, this is a new topic, and some people it's not a new topic, they know all kinds of things, but we're not going to be an effective group to go out to the greater community if we don't have a baseline understanding of what are we talking about when we talk about housing issues. So our work now in this process is setting the baseline, and today is going to be a really good leap into that. For those of you who've wanted content, this is your content. But what I will tell you is this is Housing 101, Part 1. When we started to do the work for this one, we recognized that there's no way we're going to get it done in one session. There's too much. So when we come back in February, we'll be doing Part 2, or Housing 102. So be prepared for that. I also just want to float a few dates in front of the group, because we are going to need to figure out when we're meeting. So the group has been thinking that because we have there's a school vacation coming up in February, that the dates we have been looking at. All right, I wrote it on something. It's the Thursday Thursday, Friday, or Saturday of the week, the third week of February.
It was 20th, 21st, or 22nd.
Thank you, Bill. So the 22nd is a Saturday, right? So it's either that, and I just want to get a pulse on the group, whether a Saturday or an evening, but it'd be a long evening, is preferable. So if Saturday, the 22nd, is a good date for you and you like it, put your hand up, just get a read. No, morning, that would be a morning. So, you guys kind of looking and seeing, so most. Anybody else prefer an evening instead? Because I've got a few. Okay, so we'll probably do the Saturday the 22nd if you want to put it in your books. Kate, do you maybe want to just do a doodle? I can doodle, but put that one in, or pencil it in, because that's when the facilitators are also available. So that makes a difference. Yep.
If we do miss it, is it available to?
Yeah, we're going to record everything. So we're taping today. So for people who can be here, so we'll tape again as we always do.
Where
Pardon?
can we find those videos, and can we see past sessions as well?
Yes, absolutely. Pete, where did you post it?
I'll have to get that information. I don't have it off the
Pete
top of
doesn't
my
have
head.
Kristen anymore, and so we are a little behind on getting stuff up, but we are recording, and then we've got to break them into bits, chunks, so you don't have to sit and watch 3 hours of something. So we will make them available. Thank you, Carter. Yes.
Will it be here, most likely?
Most likely, I think this space works. If it's available, we'll probably come back here. We'll check.
We'll check.
Okay? Yeah. Any other questions before we dive in?
Just two individuals are back in the room. So you've been here before, but if you could just introduce yourself.
Oh, yeah, so who came in? I'm Joanne. Joanne? And who else came in? Oh, Carter.
Oh, I'm Carter.
Thank you. All right, and I understand that's, and Kathy's just walked in. Welcome, Kath. Your name tag's on the table. If you have to leave early, we know that some people do. Just do that, and we'll miss you. So.
Karen, do you just want to, for the new folks, mention breaks and how we handle that?
Yeah, how we handle breaks is we don't take a break. You take a break when you need it. So we're all adults, right? Take care of yourself. Take a comfortable break. Get coffee. There's also a water refill station over there if you brought your water bottle.
Bathrooms are,
Bathrooms are here.
When we take a break, rather we go around the loop or we're
Just do it as unobtrusively as possible. We know what that looks like. Yeah, just do.
You have to cartwheel up.
Yeah, cartwheel. You've got to kind of break dance across the middle of the room.
Thanks, Connor, because he's new. He wouldn't have known.
You wouldn't have known. Thank you, Bill. Good question. Any other questions? All right, great. So last thing I just want to say is I love you guys. And I so appreciate you being here this morning. And it fills my heart when I'm waiting for you to come in and you all come in and we get hugging. And I just love that. And so thank you for being here and for being part of this community with me and for doing this work. So let's get into it. Yeah.